What's up, everybody? Welcome to OSBA TV. Sorry for the delay. The girls' game got started a little bit late, so we are 6.5 minutes out from the tip-off of the boys' game. Kelsey right here bringing you play-by-play, joined by Ryan Greco.
How's everyone doing out there in YouTube land?
I wish they could answer. Send us a comment. Let us know how you're doing. Hopefully you're not too mad that we're delayed, but we are on to a good start now.
Yep, and the weather's been warm outside too.
Yeah, for the next couple days as well. So it's looking better.
Right?
Still no school today, though, for some of the kids in the OSBA. Unfortunately, fortunately for them.
Yes.
I'm sure they're not complaining.
They're not going to be complaining. And the last thing you're going to hear them say is, "We need more school, more class."
All right, guys. So we have Lincoln Prep taking on Kings Christian tonight. Both teams coming off of a loss before the Christmas break. The Kings Christian Cavs, looking for their first win tonight. Right now they're 0-7, Ryan. And the Lincoln Prep Huskies looking to even out their season so far at 5-5. They're 4-5 right now, so this win would bring them to 500. How important is that for this team?
Well, it's a very important game specifically for Lincoln Prep to get themselves back on the right really on the right kind of streak and right kind of mindset. Kings Christian has said this right from the very beginning. This season has been all about growth and development. Of course they're going to be competitive. Of course they're going to want to get their first victory. But as far as Lincoln Prep is concerned, this is a team that has shown us flashes of being able to take on the very best in this league. And then we've also seen flashes where, this team has given up a 20-point lead in the third quarter. So we don't know which Lincoln Prep we're going to get today.
Absolutely. And you mentioned earlier that Kings Christian, they're definitely looking to develop this year. They have 8 2020. So that's 8 9th or 10th graders, which is so young for this league when you look over at Lincoln, who's got 2.
Yeah, and even one of those guys is gets consistent minutes on this team. So, even that 2020 is pretty talented. Absolutely.
So let's take a look now at Lincoln Prep, Ryan. So their last league game was December 7th. They lost to Ridley by 10 points. December 7th seems like a whole lot of time ago, but they did go to a tournament in Indiana during that Christmas break, so they're not too rested.
No, not exactly. Those tournaments, especially when you add in the travel time and the amount of games you're going to be playing, possibly playing 2 games in one day, even at times, that's going to take a factor on you. But when you think about how much rest in between those games, and even now that they have, there's really no reason they shouldn't be at full strength. I was just talking to Coach Kendall Knight about Tafari Sims. Even he was having some injury issues throughout December. He's had a chance to rest up. He'll be ready to go tonight. He's going to be a big factor for them. It's going to be a very fascinating game to watch.
This is their first game back regular season from the Christmas break. They had a game scheduled against Athlete Institute yesterday, but that was canceled due to weather. Again, still in Orangeville. They didn't have school today, so
yeah, it's all over the place. It's crazy with the weather.
It's like a skating rink outside of my house right now.
Oh,
it's
my
like
goodness.
Hard to walk in my heels.
Yeah. Oh, good thing you didn't wear heels tonight.
All right, guys. On the other side, Kings Christian Cavaliers, although they have 8 youngins, they have some all-stars there. Ryan, tell me a little bit about the Cavaliers.
Well, the Cavaliers, of course, a very talented team that we've seen multiple times play with the very best. It's that third quarter more than anything where this team really seems to kind of let up and kind of lose their focus, because when they get going early, and especially if they're shooting in rhythm, they're a very tough team to guard. But once they get out of that half and once the other team has made the defensive adjustments necessary, Kings Christian all season long just hasn't had a response yet. But we'll see if this is the night where they find that response and dig out their first victory.
Their last game of the season was December 21st against Father Henry Carr. They lost 88-74. Which is a pretty big loss, but not all of their losses have been, that big of a blowout, Ryan. Their closest game was against Thornley. They only lost by 3 points to that team.
Yeah, that was definitely going to be a heartbreaker for them when you consider, how highly people have been speaking about Thornley, especially near the beginning of the season. Now they've cooled off a little bit, but, when you get an opportunity to go up against, at the time, what was one of the top teams in the top half of the league, and to only lose by 3 has got to give you some signs of encouragement. And then, of course, I had a chance to go out and call that Father Henry Carr game. And really what I just saw was a team that, once again, is just, they start off hot and then they're just unable to make the adjustments that the defense is able to make. And eventually, young and inexperienced, using their hands instead of their body when guarding, getting themselves into foul trouble. These are all things that they can't afford to do against any teams in this league.
All right, we're under 2 minutes now to tip off. Let's talk personnel of these teams. I'm going to start with the Kings Christian Cavaliers, Ryan.
Yep.
We just talked about that game against Father Henry Carr. That was their last game before the Christmas break. Coleman Stukat, 27 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and that's not unusual for the youngin.
No, not at all.
I mean, Coleman is 6'6". He's a 2020, so that means he's in 9th or 10th grade, scoring that much constantly. That's the great thing about him. He's very, very consistent. I mean, he'll have games where he gets 15, 17, but you don't see him a lot get 2 points.
No, not at all.
The next guy I want to talk about, Luka Sakota. He's one of my favorite players to watch because of his versatility. In that last game, he had 19 points, 4 boards, 10 assists. So still a double-double, just not usually how we see them with the rebounds. And then in that game against Thornlea that we talked about earlier, that really close game, he had 14 points. So he's still out there getting those points. He's another 2020 kid, so still another young guy. Speaking of young guys, Kobe Antwi, another 2020 that's adding these points time and time again against that Thornlea team. 26 points, Ryan.
When you have that kind of production coming from a team that's so young, it's scary to think what they're going to be in a few years.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the home team Huskies tonight, Ryan. Who am I to look out for?
Well, definitely you want to look out for Tafari Sims. This is a guy who's almost a guaranteed double-double every time he gets a chance to go play. Had a chance to talk to head coach Kendall Knight before the game began, and he was really talking about Sims' biggest challenge now is just making the adjustments now that the other teams are getting a better look at him and realizing how good he is with his mid-range jumper, how good he is at attacking the basket. And when you have those many opportunities in front of you, you really have to try and make those adjustments after the defense has made the adjustment. Another player I want to talk about really briefly is Josh Noten. There's another guy, former St. Marcellinus player in 10th grade, now playing here in his first season here, getting an opportunity, to start as a point guard when a position that he was originally in was shooting guard. And he's been coming along very nicely. His process and his progress and his court vision has really came together. He's still a bit of a score-first kind of player, but we're starting to really see him distribute the ball like we did against Father Henry Carr during the last game of the week that we had Lincoln Prep. And finally, we have Adnan Begovic. Begovic, yes. Begovic. He's a guy who's actually been struggling lately, according to Coach Knight. But really, once again, a guy who's getting a lot of recruitment looks. Really just learning to try and guard his own position is going to be the biggest thing for him because he's such a talented scorer from almost anywhere on the floor, Kelsey.
All right, guys, tip-off is now. It is officially game time. First possession is going to go to the King Christian Cavaliers. Stuka up to Rosebush. Or excuse me, Manila. Here's Noten on the wing. Passes it up to Jenkins. The ball stays on the wing. 3-ball attempt there by Kangoo, but just short. It's going to come back the other way. Thought it was an answer there, but a couple of pump fakes away. Gets it back up to Stuka on the top.
Beginning of the season, that's an automatic shot. Kings Christian really trying to make the most of their possessions here, but not that time.
Great defense there by Lincoln Prep. On the other end, Noten's going to be called with the travel. Just one too many steps there on the spin move. Yeah,
and once again, there he is as the score-first kind of point guard. Once again, saw the wing player there open for an open three, but decided to try and take it himself, but got caught. Great defense by Kings Christian.
Antwi up top. Loving Antwi's shoes today. I don't know if you can tell from the broadcast. Pink, purple, and a little bit of turquoise, I'll say. There's Luka Sakota up top. A little too strong. Thompson down with that. Gets it back into Antwi. Antwi goes up, gets his own rebound, kicks it out right into the hands of Begovic.
Yep. There's a nice transition layup. Antwi's got to make sure that he's got to be going straight to the basket on those ones. No hesitation. He ended up paying for it that time with an easy transition basket for the Huskies.
Sakota drives right. He's going to be called with a travel, tries to get it out, but takes one too many steps.
Yeah, he was able to pick up his dribble and then took one extra step as he was trying to stop himself. Hence the traveling call. Wouldn't have mattered, he was throwing that out of bounds anyway. And that's the matchup to watch, Kelsey, here. Noten versus
Sakota.
Yeah, that's going to be one you're going to see all night because both of those guys, they really are shoot-first point guards. Don't be surprised you see some nifty assists.
There's Manila with the shot attempt. Just rims out there. The Huskies come down with it. Chucks it up from the 3. Jenkins, it's good.
And Jenkins automatic there. All he needs is a little bit of space to get that shot off. Great centering. He knew exactly what he was going to do as soon as he got the ball there.
Thompson with the mid-range. That's just short. Big rebound there by Stuka, who cleans it up underneath.
There's Stuka once again. Stuka, he's going to be a big factor in this game if Kings Christian's going to win it.
Kangu out to Begovic. Back to Kangu now. He's going to reset with 10 seconds on the shot clock. 7 seconds now. He's calling for a screen. Drives middle, dishes it out. That one's good by Begovic.
What a find by Kangu there. Able to suck in the defense and kick it out for a wide open 3. Begovic is going to need that. That'll be
Stuka pulls up. That one's no good. Jenkins down with it. Jenkins over to Begovic, back to Jenkins. A little give and go, and count that bucket with the foul.
What a find there. Jenkins showing he can do more than just shoot the ball, but that's a side of him we've seen a lot of recently where he's been opting to attack the basket. He's really only using that three-point shot, It's more of something to keep in his back pocket. You see him being a lot more aggressive now, showing his ability to finish at the rim. And he drains the foul shot too. Makes it a 10-2 game now.
Sakota getting mad pressure right now by Noten. Great defense there by Lincoln Prep.
Sakota almost got caught with a double dribble there.
Gets it over to Stuka. Stuka looks to get it into big man Thompson down low. He fights through those hands of Sims, and it goes in off the glass for 2 points.
That's just a I want that bucket more than you want to block me kind of bucket there.
He's been hitting the weight gym. He's been hitting the weight room,
yeah,
or the gym.
The weights.
But not both. 10-4 now. The Huskies are leading the way over the Cavaliers. 6.5 minutes left to go in this quarter. Sakota brings it up for the Cavs. Here's Manella on the wing. Looking to get it over to Antwi, but great defense by the home team. Back to Manella. He chucks it up from the wing. No good.
That's some fantastic ball movement there from Kings Christian. They just got to knock that shot down now.
The foul is going to go to the Cavaliers, and Kangu will be at the line for 2.
Yeah, that was a necessary foul there. I mean, he was able to catch the defender off the angle there, attacking straight to the basket. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that foul. Get your hands in there. Make sure you don't get an easy layup.
Ryan, it hasn't been a quick start for the Kings Christian Cavaliers. Not the start that they would hope that they would have coming back from the Christmas break. What are they going to need to kind of get back in this? To
be perfectly honest, Kelsey, the ball movement has been great. All they got to do is just knock down some shots. That's the only thing I've really seen so far that's really been getting in their way. Like I said, the communication's been on point. Their defense has been about as good as you could hope from a team that's as young as they are. Because really, defense at the end of the day is effort, and they've been putting the effort forward. Offense-wise, it's been very crisp, clean passes. Guys are being patient, waiting for their cuts, finding the open angles and lanes, going to the basket. All they got to do now is just start hitting some shots when they're open.
Well said. And on the other end, we talked a lot about their personnel. Who are you most impressed with right now?
So far for the Kings Christian or for
the home team.
The home team.
The home team Huskies.
Oh, that's definitely going to Sam Jenkins right now. He was able to hit a big step back three-pointer, and then also right after that does a pump fake, goes right to the rim. That's been his MO. You just don't know at this point. He's been playing with so much confidence lately, Kelsey. You don't know exactly what he's going to do when he's at that three-point line. Is he going to let it go, or is he going to go right to the rim? Because he's shown in the last couple of games of the week that he can do both.
Kangu can't connect from the charity stripe for the first shot. He's got one more. It is 10-4 right now. The home team Huskies are leading the way.
Absolutely.
0 for 2 on that one, but he's able to get his own rebound. 13 seconds now on the shot clock. It's up top with Jenkins. Noten now at the top, waiting for a couple screens. Drives middle, dishes it out. Another buzzer beater by Adnan Begovic.
Begovic, that's it. When he gets those open looks, he's money every single time. A great start for a player who's been looking for one of those for a couple of games now.
Stuka out to Sakota. Sakota chucks one up. That one's no good. Again, Ryan, great ball movement, great driving. They just can't buy a basket early in this game.
No, definitely not. But I think that one there, all credit goes to Noten closing out on his opponent very quickly there. There's Sims on the inside. Expect him to do that all day if you give him the space. I think I called it at the beginning, Kelsey, a double-double for Sims.
That's the start.
I mean, he's almost automatic.
We'll get back to that at the end.
We will, definitely. I might owe you a Coke.
Stuka picked up his dribble down low. Gets it out to Manella. He looks to redrive. A little Euro step off the backboard, no good. Big board there by Sims.
I think that's really just a result of not trusting the three-point shot early on now after they've missed a few of them, because that was a wide-open look there ready for number 15 on Kings Christian.
Stuka.
That's right.
Who we have to have an apology to any of his friends and family who are watching, because
Yes.
we have been saying his name wrong the entire season.
Yep. Well, so if you're all listening out there, we sincerely apologize.
We had a chat before the game, though,
That's
and he
right.
corrected us, and we're all good now.
We're all great.
Huskies drive. Great defense there
There it
by
is.
Kings Christian Cavaliers, but it's going to go right out of bounds on the slippery fingers. It's going to be Huskies ball.
Alex Nuaga with the tip there, and there's a guy that always makes a difference every time you see him step on the floor for Kings Christian.
And there's another one. There's a block for the new man on the court.
That's right. Very active hands. We saw him against Father Henry Carr just before the break. How effective he was in the paint there as well.
Stuka pulls up. That one's good for 2 points.
I think that's a sign now. Give the ball to Stuka if he's in that corner wide open. I don't think they're going to pass him up again.
Again, Stuka had 27 points in their last OSBA matchup. He's someone that can definitely get hot. There's Tafari Sims. Just can't connect. By big rebound there by Asan Khan.
There's going to be a red ball with a kick there. You go back to Tafari Sims. He's had a lot of trouble lately getting into those offensive grooves against some of the better teams because they've known to crowd him right away. Kings Christian not capable of doing that just yet. We'll see if Sims is going to work with the space they give him as the game goes on.
Gruel being double teamed now. Gets it over to Antwi.
What a find.
And Antwi's going to be called with the travel. Just one too many steps before he got that ball out of his hands.
It's those little mistakes. When you're playing at the prep level, Kelsey, those little mistakes can just kill you.
Just under 4 minutes now. 15-7, the Huskies are leading the way over the Kings Christian Cavaliers. It is Huskies ball. Almost, there's a steal there by Nuego. You mentioned he came in and kind of made that immediate impact. There he is, a block, a steal, and a shot attempt. Coming back the other way, Noten looks to go coast to coast off the glass.
What a finish there with his left hand. Keep in mind, folks, he's a righty. Very rarely you see a 10th grader have that kind of control with his left hand going to the rim. 10th grade.
10th. Everyone hearing that in there? Grade 10.
2019.
There's Nuego underneath. Can't connect. 10-point game now. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the quarter. Here's Noten. He's going to come off a screen from Sims. Gets it over to Khan. Back up top now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kings Christian has gone into his zone.
Oh, nice find.
Tafari Sims gets his own rebound. No foul call there.
Definitely not, though. That was all ball.
Sakota, coast to coast. There's the answer.
There you go. And that's it. Kings Christian, they just have to find a way to keep getting these stops, Kelsey.
They're out of the zone now. Looks like they're back to man. From the corner, that one is no good.
That's Wellsford. Don't leave him open. We've seen him hit some big shots so far this season. Volleyball range. He's got volleyball line range, ladies and gentlemen.
5'11". He's a 2017 5'11", but can he ever launch it?
When you look at a player like that, he's been around for a few years in high school basketball. This is his final season. You're not going to see him get as easily rattled as some of these other shooters on the floor who are a bit younger than him. He's just going to keep shooting that ball. He knows what he's on the floor for. It's creating space and putting up big shots, and you're going to see that from him every single time.
Stuka, 1, 2, 3. That was a beautiful shot there by the
Stuka
2020.
again. That's a great shot there, Kelsey. My goodness.
Just launched it.
Yep. There's the defense.
There's another steal there by Nuega. He's been great on defense so far. Just can't make a bucket on the other end.
No, that's twice now. But, you know, it's a tough – he's found himself in some tough situations there. And there he almost got another steal on Noten. You see why he's getting as many minutes as he is in this first quarter. They need his hands right now.
Noten off a screen from Sims. Finds Sims diving, who just rolls it in there in front of the rim.
There's Sims once again. Just working with the space they're giving him. Oh, great find there.
Stuka slings it again. That one's from far out, but that one's only worth 2.
Stuka, what a great move to get by Sims. Sims trying to guard the shot. Stuka, he had other plans. Great one dribble move. There's the find inside.
Noten again finds Sims. Sims kicks it out. Drive is no good for Rosebush.
Great decision there, though, to be honest. Great the shot. I mean,
Sakota looks to dish it, but no one is there to grab it. It's going to go Huskies ball. Few substitutions for both teams now. Couple new bodies on. Just under a minute left to go. It's a 5-point game now, Ryan.
It is, and really it's everything to do with Kings Christian forcing those turnovers and some really timely buckets by Sakota.
He slings it. That one's a little too strong.
Wellsford, I think he saw the heat coming in a little bit too much. A very big defender coming at him. Thompson,
no good. Kahn down with that board. Now it's Kangu. Kicks it back out to Wellsford. About a 6-second difference now, Ryan, between the game clock and the shot clock. So the Huskies are going to look to use their entire shot clock now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gets it out to Kahn. Kahn slings one. A little long. 5 seconds left. Stuka dishes. That one's no good. He tries to put it back up, but there is no time on the clock. At the end of the first, Ryan, it is 19-14. We'll be back right after the break.
Love the headman. That's a great look to you. Take your space. After that's in, though, let's remember that is a flow mechanism. That's one of our entries. We can just get through there, get into our dribble center if we need to, but nice job to find your advantage. Everyone else is A, moving off that penetration, and B, got to get 3 to glass. That's our first form of transition defense. Ari switch. Sam and Ari switch checks. And if you're not leading the whole break, 1-2 dribbles, get us going. You all can do that. If we see them go into that press again, that was pretty good recognition. Ari started to come back. As long as we get somebody middle, right, even if it's not out of our perfect plus set, that's okay because we understand our support points and where to go. Okay, and we need to do a better job recognizing time score. At the end, I don't want to have to use a timeout every time I want to set something up. We got to know now's a chance we want to go one shot so they don't get an extra possession. Shar. So what do you think you could change next time? Yeah, so just as you're recovering, get that banana a little bit more so you got an angle. Everybody else, yes, she got beat middle, but we still got to be loading to the ball to have a presence there. I do not care about the score. I care about us being great and us getting better. Offensively, given time and score and long-term thinking, if we're in a fast break, like open rim, we're going. Otherwise, let's
second quarter action coming at you. It's Huskies ball to start. Going in a 1-4 set to find the open man underneath. He dishes now to Sims, back out to Begovic. Sims gets it out to Kahn. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Beautiful take there by Kangu.
Wide open, and then there's Jenkins almost with the steal on the inbound. Seeing if he could catch a Kings Christian player off guard.
Great effort there by the Lincoln Huskies.
Right. Good work.
Sakota to Stuka. Gets it over to Antwi. Slings it from deep. There's Luka Sakota.
Between Sakota and Skuta, I think they've got all of Kings Christian's points at this point.
All 17 of them. There's Tafari Sims underneath the finger roll. Can't go.
Just missed. Just everything moving just a little too fast for Sims to catch up with himself.
I guess that's a good problem to have.
Yep.
Here's Luka Sakota over to Antwi. Antwi from beyond the arc. It's good for 3. Make that a 1-point game.
No, actually, I think there
Oh, sorry. Is it only a 2?
Two-pointer. Yeah, his foot was on the line there. And this is what Kings Christian does best, Kelsey. Shoot the lights out. If they give them some open shots.
Beautiful take there by Kangu. That Euro step is definition.
Absolutely, and he's the wild card in this one. He's the ace in the hole for Lincoln Prep. He's got such an ability to get to the basket. He can also hit an outside jumper when he needs to.
Sakota now setting something up. Drives left, finds Thompson in the dunking spot. A little too long there. Jenkins down with it. Gets it over to Begovic, but it's a bit too long. Thompson gets credited with that steal.
There's the steal again. Kings Christian. As you can see, if you're watching this game, just a bare miss there.
Heiho can't grab onto that rebound coming the other way. Kangu, he's going to go all the way, but there is a foul call. He's going to go to the charity stripe now for 2. Ryan, I am loving the way Kangu came to play today.
Oh, absolutely. Every single time. No hesitation right to the basket. Could have found the open man there, though, on that last one, but decided he wanted to take it himself and possibly draw the foul. Ended up working out for him just fine. And if we're looking at also between the two teams right now, really, if you're watching this at home, you can see the real main difference in offensive philosophy here. Whereas Kings Christian, they're really trying to look for that drive and dump outs and spot up shots every single chance that they get.
And their shots have finally started to drop.
And that's it, right? It is a bit of a dangerous way to play your offense if you're not hitting your shots. It is definitely it's a risky way to play, not consistently attacking the basket, because that's one thing Kings Christian has not been able to do so far in this game, and that's finish under the rim, whereas Lincoln Prep has made an entire offense out of it with the occasional shooter spotting up and taking those shots. And really, one way is usually consistently works better than the other, and that's Lincoln Prep's way. But if Kings Christian can remain hot and start getting some hustle baskets underneath the rim and not giving up a possession every single time they miss a shot, then Kings Christian might have their first win of the season here.
Sam Thompson is one of those guys that can light it up from the paint. He's one of those guys that loves to clean it up. He loves to be under there, grab a rebound, pad his stats a little bit, and put it back in. He's just maybe not been in the right position so far in this game, but I would be very surprised if by the end of this quarter even he doesn't have 3 or 4 baskets.
No, of course not. You know, and even you look at Lincoln Prep, their whole philosophy, as I said before, is that mid-range to inside, occasionally kicking out. Here's Kangu.
Good now, 25-19. Sakota to Stuka. Back to Sakota up top. Gets it over to Antwi. Lincoln Prep now in a zone. Both teams showing a zone and man. There's Heiho.
Some good defense here. Really good strategy.
Lots of energy.
And that's
Kobe Antwi with the up and under. Can't get it to go. It's going to go right out of bounds. Lincoln Huskies ball.
Sorry, Kelsey. I was just going to say that's it right there. Lincoln now identifying that they're getting hot on the perimeter. They've got to pressure Kings Christian's guards into making passes every single time they get the ball, forcing them to finish inside. And right there, it worked perfectly to a T as there's a missed layup.
This is Sam Thompson's time to shine, though.
Yeah.
Get it into him in the high post. Turn around. He loves the mid-range jumper as well. There's going to be a foul there on Heiho. Number 1. Sam Jenkins going to go to the line for the Huskies. He has, I think, 3 shots, Ryan.
Yeah, he's got 3 shots off right now so far. He was on quite the tear recently, Jenkins, in December. Fantastic December for him.
We'll see if he can keep it going in the new year. Can't connect on that first foul shot, but he's got 2 more.
Yeah, he's one of those players that, you know, he's not going to blow you away with his quickness, but how crafty is he? He never really seems to make the wrong decision lately when he's on the floor. Makes the second one there. Or sorry, he makes the third one there. He actually had 3 shots to shoot.
Back into the zone. It looks like they're actually trapping to try and get that steal. Take advantage that this team is so young and maybe inexperienced. Manella puts one off the back rim. Jenkins down with that rebound. Big rebound there by a 6'5" guard.
Well said, Kelsey. And when you see that that pressure that they're putting on Kings Christian now. Even the shots from the three-point line that seem open are really not that open when guys are closing out so quickly on them now.
Noten misses on that end, and Lincoln Prep is back in the trapping zone. Kings Christian understanding how to move the ball now through that trap. Here's Kobe Antwi. Gets it to Manella. Manella over to Sakota. Thompson goes up off the glass. There's the first bucket and the foul. I said that this guy would be able to get hot in this zone, and I think this is just the beginning for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Thompson, he had a choice there. As soon as he had the ball, he could have made a crisp pass right away to Hayhoe, or he could go up. He decided to go up once the defense closed in on him. And finally, Lincoln Prep got caught with their hands in the cookie jar almost, if you will, as Thompson was able to get a free throw out of it despite missing it. And Kings Christian still holding themselves within 5 right now. Well, could this be the game?
Sam Thompson's the other blonde.
Sorry, excuse me, that was Hayhoe that was at the line. It was Thompson that was under the basket looking for the pass. So everything we were just talking about there.
Hayhoe's going to take a seat on the bench now. Back in is number 4, Alex Nuega,
yeah.
Ryan, let's talk about these two big guys underneath for Kings Christian. Number 12, Cameron Hayhoe, and number 20, Sam Thompson. What a team are they?
Oh, well, I mean, when you have that kind of size on a team like this, you really hope that that's the kind of size that can kind of bail you out in situations.
6'7" and 6'8".
Yeah.
And both young guns.
And they're very long, too. Very long arms. And when you have a team that wants to take spot-up shots every single time, you've got to have guys with active, long hands that are going to be willing and ready to be there for the rebounds and the putbacks. And really, you know, it's a thing in basketball. The big guys, when they're younger, they take a little bit longer to develop. They've got to have certain levels of They've got to have, a certain level of development and footwork that's, allowing them to be comfortable with the constant contact that they're going to be facing, especially at this level. And, when you got younger guys like that, that's really kind of been their Achilles heel all season. Is they really, once they give up that shot, that spot up shot, they really haven't been able to get those offensive boards. And when they do, they're missing the putbacks because the other teams are just absolutely hovering all over them. And if they can continue to just create that space and be comfortable with the pressure, Kelsey, they're going to string together a couple W's.
Huskies still showing a zone. A skip pass over to Antwi. The Cavs look to swing at Manella. Gets it back up top, and there's going to be a foul there.
And we almost got one right in the that was about to be an in-your-house experience there with the camera.
Keeps you awake.
Yeah. Well, that would have been on the bloopers.
Antwi on the wing. Gets it over to Sakota. Sakota drives, dishes out to Nuega. He puts a mid-range up, it rolls around, and it's good.
Nuega gets away with one there. Nice little spot-up jump shot. Kings Christian within 3 now.
Noten up top.
Oh,
beautiful pass inside to Cato. Big steal for Sakota. Sakota to Manella. He connects. It is a 1-point game here in Hamilton.
Fantastic move there by Sakota. And that's it. As soon as you see your man cutting in, get that ball to him right away. Do not wait. Do not wait for the defense to try and smother you. Get that quick basket.
Jenkins drives on the left-hand side. It's good.
And there's Jenkins once again with his craftiness. Just finds where his defender's feet are. Gets right by him. Great control with the left hand.
Antwi up top. Thompson hands off to Manella. He drives right. He's stripped. It goes out of bounds, but it's going to stay Kings Christian ball. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Manella there looking for a contact, but when you find yourself kind of falling away or kind of falling straight towards the back instead of going towards the rim, you're usually not going to get that call on you. Here's Noten now. Begovic, he's going to take it himself up and in, and it's going to be a foul, though, on Nuega.
Nuega charged with that foul. It's going to be 2 shots here for Begovic. only a 1-point game, Ryan.
No, exactly.
What's been the difference this quarter for the Kings Christian Cavs?
Really, more than anything, I think their defense has just been also a little bit more stubborn. They're not giving up. They're not creating turnovers for themselves, so they're not really beating themselves. That was something that was really hurting them in the beginning. Even when Lincoln Prep has put on the pressure on the perimeter, these guys are not panicking. They're getting their passes out. And there's another steal there.
Sakota cross court to Stuka. Stuka pulls up with the mid-range jumpy. It's just long. Jenkins rebounds. He's going the other way now. Gets it to the point guard, Noten. He's going to call something up top. Jenkins going to be called with the travel. A little stutter step there, but you got to put the ball down first.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell he was trying to see if he really wanted to make that move or if he had time for the shot. Couldn't make up his mind and gets caught with the travel.
Sakota to Antwi. Stuka now up top. Gets it to Sakota. This one will be a 2 if it goes. No good. Board by Jenkins. Jenkins has had a wonderful rebounding night so far, Ryan.
Oh, yes, he has. But he always finds himself at the right place at the right time. And there he is wide open again. And just missed. I was about to call that one. He's been playing that well, though, ladies and gentlemen.
Stuka open on the wing. Can't connect. Big rebound there by Nowega. It's knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Kings Christian ball, and a couple substitutions are going to be made for the Cavs. 3 new guys coming in.
Wouldn't be surprised if, guys getting a couple of minutes of rest here, Kelsey.
I mean, Kobe Antwi has been on pretty much this whole time, so he
has.
deserves a little bit of a water break. He'll be back on, I'm sure, before the end of the half.
And he's been trapped about 3 or 4 times in each corner, and he's been unwilling to turn over the ball. And there's a
turnover, just as you say it. Going coast to coast off the glass. Kevin Kangu having a night tonight.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that Kangu's the most athletic player on the floor. You look at how his game is and how he can just glide from almost the dotted line even farther back. And just for an easy layup, so long.
From deep, that one's no good. Sam Thompson tries to save that one. A little too late, though, and a couple more substitutions are here for the hometown Huskies. Kahn and Wellsford, 2 great shooters for this home team.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that they've kind of been missing at this point has been that 3-point shot in the second quarter. Another reason why they haven't been knocking down their open jumpers, much in the same way that Kings Christian wasn't in the first quarter.
Wellsford to Sims. Noten saves that one, gets it over to Kahn. Swing it to the corner. Begovic can't connect that one. It's just off.
Big rebound here.
Gruel to Stuka. The long 2, it's good.
That's a great shot, but most important thing to notice there, kids, you watching at home, he had his feet set before he took that shot. Quick setting of the feet, easy release. That'll be money all day.
Here's Kahn, driving middle, loses the ball, but there is going to be a foul call there. He was not shooting, so it's just going to be possession.
You look at this, Kings Christians. Do you think they're tired of being an 0-7?
They are here to play tonight. I mean, this is a number 6 team taking on a number 11 team, so technically shouldn't be a 2-3-point game, but they came to play tonight. I am very, very impressed by this team.
Absolutely.
And as I say that, there's another steal.
Exactly.
Here's Stuka in the corner. This one's 3 if it's good. Give him 1, 2, 3 more.
And that's the kind of shooting they're going to need, though, from both of these guys.
They just took the lead, Ryan.
As they take the lead here, they're going to need to keep seeing that.
Kings Christian now showing a 1-3-1 zone. Huskies find Wellsford in the corner. He can't connect, but big rebound by Begovic.
And that's where you got to watch out.
Begovic and Sims looking to clean it up there. He pulls it back out. Now Noten at the top. 8 seconds now on the shot clock.
That's the one
or
thing
Kangu,
you worry.
sorry.
I was going to say that's the one thing you worry about with that zone defense. You got to pick up a man. And there's Kahn.
Kahn with the great drive there.
Yep.
Gets that foul, and he's going to go to the line for 2. That was a great kind of poke at the zone defense.
Absolutely. And Kahn, Coach Knight's been trying to encourage him to attack the basket a little bit more consistently. Really not trying to freeze up at all when he's dribbling the basketball. He's been saying, his biggest challenge has been when defenders are just being over-aggressive on him. He's not making the move to the basket, but he did perfectly that time. He's really had apparently some really good practices over the break, so look for him to be a factor in the second half of this season for the Lincoln Prep Huskies. And there's a foul.
It is a tie game here in Hamilton, Ryan. It does not get better than this. Just over a minute and a half left to go in this first half, and it is Kings Christian ball underneath. 14 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to look to take the lead back. Here's Gruel in the corner, getting double teamed. Gets it to Stuka, who drives, dishes over to Gruel. Oh, it just misses.
There's a big block, and what a find there by Sims. Great play there.
Kangu up top. Over to Khan. Khan's looking to drive. Goes up and under, and there's going to be a foul called there. Ryan, that foul is going to go to number 10, Jaden Gruel.
There's Khan getting away with one there. Left up with 1 foot, but was able to keep one other foot on the ground.
Khan has showed just in this game that he's lethal from beyond the arc. He can drive. He's lethal from there. And then again here, the mid-range.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you cover someone like that, Ryan?
You got to keep pressure on him. Apparently that's been his kryptonite so far this season, is when guys are really getting up on him. But he's showing here now that he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the basketball in his hands. And as a result, you're seeing him get a point for his troubles. And he's given the Huskies the lead back.
1 point game now, Ryan. I mean, we've seen that the Lincoln Prep Huskies have gone into kind of a 1-3-1 zone that's trapping on the corners. Is that working for them right now?
To a certain extent. The only thing that really that's coming after the fact that Kings Christian has done such a fantastic job of finding their open shooters. And that's something that Kings Christian has been struggling with in the past. But once again, you know, you're going to live by the three-pointer, you're going to die by it. Some days you're going to shoot 60%, other days you're going to shoot 20. You know what I mean? So when you've got a team, though, that's had as many games under their belt now working together as Kings Christian has, you can see just how effective they are moving the ball around. And that's part of they've really had the Huskies really chasing them around at some points. If you look at Lincoln's offense on the other side, a lot of it has been a lot more, it's been a little bit more grit and grind. They've been finding the open shots and they needed to. The most important thing Kings Christian needs to do right now, Kelsey, is just make sure they're taking care of their boards, especially on the defensive end. You can't allow guys like Sims and Begovic and all of these other players to get 3-4 offensive rebounds a possession. You can't allow that.
Kings Christian now kind of a small lineup actually going on. They only have one big man compared to the 2 or the 3 that they usually have on. So Sam Thompson has his work cut out for him. Manella from the corner. That one's no good. Gets his own rebound, but it's knocked out of bounds by Tafari Sims.
That was a great job there by Manella. You could see he kind of palmed the ball at the last second and bounced it off of Sims' leg to keep the possession. Kings Christian. We'll see if they can get another open 3.
Stuka finds himself for the deep 2. That one's no good. Big rebound there by Khan.
Unfortunately, that was one where he was kind of caught in his tippy toes, just a little off-centered. Ends up missing the shot because of it.
Stuka with the board. They push it to Antwi for the long 2. That one doesn't fall. Big rebound by Kangu.
Unfortunately, they're taking the lowest percentage shot you can take in a game right now. A lot of long, unnecessary 2s early in the shot clock.
One step in from the three-pointer.
Yeah.
Kings Christian in a 1-2-2 zone now, kind of showing different zones, plus man-to-man sometimes.
It's been a mixed bag, Kelsey.
It's the best way. Keep the offense on their toes.
Absolutely.
They are going to be charged with a foul there. And listen to this. Lincoln Prep's Lincoln Rosebush is at the line for 2. We talked about this pregame, how I just loved that Lincoln Prep had a kid named Lincoln on their team.
And it's his first name above all things.
You think he actually changed his name when he got onto Lincoln Prep? Or his parents were just grooming him from birth to be here?
That could be it too. I mean, we don't know for certain. Well, he makes the second free throw there, Rosebush. And there's with the steal,
and
Rosebush.
There's the steal.
No time left. Gets the shot
They
off.
try and get it
Definitely
off.
didn't get the shot off.
Hey, you got to try.
Absolutely.
You got to try. So at the end of the first half, folks, 34-32. It is a 2-point game here in Hamilton. And then the start was a little rough, Ryan. I'm going to say Kings Christian just really couldn't make a basket. What was the difference in that second quarter?
Well, the easiest difference you can point out right now has been Stuka and Sakota and their unbelievable shooting ability they've been showing. Really, Lincoln Prep knew what Kings Christian was best at, and I really just think this came down in this first half to Lincoln daring Kings Christian to shoot the ball, and Kings Christian said, okay, sure, no problem. And they just started hitting shot after shot after shot. And what was originally a 15-point lead is now just a 2-point lead. And a lot of that is due to the fact that Kings Christian has not once tried to deviate from their offensive plan. They've been constantly moving the ball. They've been constantly getting open looks. And when you get that many open looks to a team that's very comfortable taking those perimeter shots, they're going to start falling at some point or another. One thing that they definitely need to try and correct, though, is get a couple timely offensive rebounds. Continue extending the plays. On defense, if you're going to play zone defense, make sure as soon as that ball goes up, you grab somebody, you box them the heck out, and you make sure that you guys are not giving the other team multiple possessions to try and get themselves to either ahead in the lead or back into the game.
All right, Ryan. Now both teams have gone into some kind of zone, either a 1-3-1, a 1-2-2. What's the importance of these teams going into zones pretty early in the game?
Well, it's more about covering space than it is covering personnel, right? And when you've got guys that can jump and fly across the floor as quickly as they do, and when you see how effective Lincoln Prep was at using screens and attacking the basket, especially when they were working the give and go between Noten and Tafari Sims and Begovic when he was getting some open looks, Jenkins taking full advantage of the pick and roll and going right to the basket. These are a lot of guys that are very good at finishing at the rim. Kings Christian coaching staff recognized that and said, okay, we're going to crowd it. They're going to beat us with the three. We're not going to let Tafari Sims drop 15 and 15 on us. We're not going to let Sam Jenkins constantly get to the basket on us, or Noten, or Kangu for that matter. If they're going to get layups, it's going to be on fast breaks, not because of their setup half-court offense. And really, that's what the emphasis has been for Kings Christian.
And on the other end, Lincoln Prep has gone into a zone that's trapping on the wings.
Yes, absolutely. And when that has everything to do with the fact of forcing your guards into making tough passes and tough decisions. And when that usually happens, what happens is the shooters that even are open usually don't get the ball in that sweet spot right in the middle of their chest where they want it, or they have to try and make some sort of adjustment because the ball's not coming at them at the same speed that they're used to when it's wide open. And because of those adjustments, Kings Christian has actually went pretty cold from the three-point line and from that mid-range line. They're rushing so much now. Yeah, I was going to say, like Kelsey, they're rushing so much right now that they don't even know where they are on the floor. They're just a step in, a step out. It doesn't matter. They're just shooting the ball because they know they're not going to get 2 seconds to get it off.
And we've noticed that they're shooting a lot of those long twos.
Yep, especially near the last couple of possessions.
Is that them choosing to shoot the long two, or do you think they're just so rushed right now that they're not really exactly sure where their feet are on the court?
I really think it's a little bit of both right now. I think when you see guys that are, well, we'll use Sakota as an example. When he got himself nice and set and ready to take that shot, it was a three-pointer. Every other shot we've seen that's been a rush and a miss, as a matter of fact, has been because they were, not because, but they have been a step or two inside that three-point line. And when you have that, that obviously tells you something. And I can imagine that the coaching staff isn't thrilled about them taking as many long twos as they have.
Ryan, we have about 1 minute left in this halftime show. Just quickly, if you are the Kings Christian Cavaliers right now, you're 0-7. How happy are you right now heading into the half, just down by 2?
I think that they are slightly content with what this is right now. And I'll say that because they've been playing extremely well and they're still down by 2. We started seeing some cracks in the armor there of guys, we started seeing the youth of this team by rushing mid-range shots that you almost would not see from any other team in this league. Players that would know better to say, well, this isn't a great spot for me to shoot the ball. Let me bring it back and let me reset, or let me find something else. These guys are just trying to get the shots off and they're trying to put themselves in. And that's more than anything.
All right, guys, we'll be back in 11 minutes. Go grab a drink, grab a snack. We will see you in the third quarter.
2016 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Thon Maker from South Sudan and Perth, Australia.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Welcome back to OSBA TV. Kelsey right here, joined by the wonderful Ryan Greco.
I'm wonderful. Wow, thank you. I'll take that.
You're not. Are you allowed to lie on air? I'm just joking.
Hold on, if that's the case, then you're the one lying.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't think that one through, did you, Kelsey?
All right, folks, it is a 2-point game here in Hamilton. You could not ask for a more exciting game on OSBA TV. The Kings Christians Cavalier, started out a little rocky. It looked like it maybe wasn't going to be a game, and then they turned it on, and it has been back and forth, back and forth. Kings Christian got the lead late in the first half. Lincoln Prep took it back, and now we're here, a 2-point game. The Huskies are leading the way. Ryan, what do you like so far in this game?
Well, it's when you look at the stat sheet before this game and you see a game between an 0-7 squad and a 4-5 squad, especially at the high school level, you don't necessarily, that doesn't scream excitement at you, but when you get a chance to look at the level at which these players are playing at right now and the cohesion of both of these teams, it really is a testament to just the kind of skill level that's in this league. I mean, we're talking about 2 lower half teams right now in the league, with all due respect to both clubs.
Number 6 and a number 11.
Yeah, but when you really see it, how well that their game plans have been coming together, how great they've been going after each other. We've had some great highlight plays. We've had some impressive range being shown from both teams as far as shooting goes. And really, this is just going to come down to whoever's going to make more of their open shots, because really right now we're just seeing a lot of open opportunities for both teams to put some points on the board. And whoever's going to be consistent enough is going to be the one that's going to get the W tonight, Kelsey.
This win is important, obviously, for both teams.
Absolutely, yeah.
One team looking to even out their season at 500 with 5-5. The other team looking to get their first win in regular season. So either way, the team that wins today, it's not just an average win.
Absolutely. I mean, Kings Christian, obviously, they've won a couple of games in tournaments and showcases and stuff. You know, it's not like this team has had an absolutely horrid season. It's just they're playing at a very high level in a very high league. And if they were to get a win today, this would be a big morale boost.
We also talked about it earlier. It's not like they're being blown out at every game. These games are close. They had a 3-point game with Thornley, about a 14-point loss there in their last game against Father Henry Carr. A little rookie mistake there. He's going to be called for it. It's going to go Huskies' way. Only 12 seconds into the second half.
Yep. They happen. Sometimes these guys are so big they forget where their feet are on this floor, and it's amazing how much ground they can cover in a matter of a couple dribbles.
Very, very athletic. Here's Begovic from the corner. A little long to start it off, but Jenkins with another rebound. Begovic there to clean it back up for himself, redeem his name a bit.
And there it is again, though, Kings Christian. What we talked about at halftime, they need to make sure they're not giving Lincoln Prep any second opportunities, because they're very rarely are they getting second opportunities of their own as there's a defensive rebound.
Big block there by Daters. Jenkins in the corner, slings it up. It's just short. Big board by Thompson. Now Antwi coming back the other way. A little Euro step off the glass is good.
What a great move by Antwi. They're trying to sell the pass. Begovic didn't bite on it, but even more impressive move, switching back over to his right hand and finishing with the contact.
Kobe Antwi playing a little bit like his namesake there. That was a beautiful play.
Absolutely. Little Kobe there.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Stuka drives. Thompson tries to chuck it back in. That one's no good.
That's the second time now where the ball has came down to him and it's just rolled off of his fingers. He's really got to try and find a way to try and limit those bad touches.
Speaking of rolling off body parts, that one just goes off the leg of Jenkins. It's going to be Kings Christian ball coming back the other way.
Well said, Kelsey. Well said.
Little good segue there.
Very good.
Sakota bringing it up for this visiting team. He turns left, gets it to Thompson with the little mid-range jumpy. It's good.
That's a good shot for Thompson. That's a good confidence builder, especially after turning over the ball. And really, let's be honest, he hasn't been very money from that spot all game. So for him to get one of those shots in early in the second half is a big deal for Kings Christian.
Wellsford launches. That one can't connect. Stuka trying to get hot early in the first half. Count that for a 3.
Kelsey, the dangest things happen when you set your feet and you square yourself up to the basket.
Here's Noten. Pulls up for the answer, but gets it in to the big man down low. Off the glass, Zach Daters.
Daters, what a move inside there. And really, first time he's really had a touch at the ball all game. And for him to make such a clean move like that, and there's a foul on Antwi. He was shoving off on Kangu just a little bit too much there. But let's give Daters a little bit of love real quick. You've been there from time to time, how difficult it can be when you haven't necessarily gotten that many touches, and then to make such a clean move like that.
And it's cold in this gym.
Yes, it is. It is actually very cold right now in this gym for OSBA standards.
Noten over to Wellsford.
Once again, though, we're still seeing that tough defense, that stubborn defense from Kings Christian. They've really decided they're going to let Lincoln Prep shoot the ball, and shoot they have done. And to mixed results really so far, Kelsey.
They've got the lead right now by 1 point, and they want to keep it. So they're back in a 2-3 zone right now. They showed a couple different zones so far in this game. You can tell it's a good zone because I can hear the communication. I can hear what Kobe Antwi is saying to Stuka.
Yep.
That's a great 3 there by Wellsford. You cannot take your eye off him for half a second.
Not at all. He's the only player really you can say on this floor that you cannot afford to leave open no matter what in the zone defense. But they found him.
Manella on the wing. He drives right, pulls up with the jumpy. It's just long. Wellsford down with that board.
And unfortunately, we're starting to see a pattern here with Kings Christian, Kelsey. Whenever they're giving up a good shot, they come back and they always try and rush back and get it back right away. And they end up taking shots very early, and there's a travel.
Begovic called with a traveling violation there. 6 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
He was saying almost put the defender on ice skates there for a second. If he dribbled that would have been a nice little highlight for his tape.
You can still do it. Cut it off right before you're called.
There's Manila.
Nice basket by Manila. He ties the game back up at 41 apiece. Noten bringing it back up for the Huskies.
And that's it, though. Kings Christian, they're going to live and die by those set jump shots. They don't care where they are on the floor. They'll take them.
Begovic steps back, chucks one up. Just off the back rim, big board for Sakota, coming back the other way now, looking to take that lead back. He pulls up for a quick 3, no good.
There it is again. Unfortunately, they're going way too early into their shot clock, especially when you get a great defensive stop, and there it is on the other end. They end up paying for it. And we're seeing the results, and this is a very, very good time out here, Kelsey, by the Kings Christian's coaching staff. They're noticing the pattern as well. They're seeing that every single time they do something right. It's that old 1 step forward, 2 steps back mentality. Every time Kings Christian makes a good defensive play or a quick bucket, they end up giving something up on the other end of the floor.
I mean, we're talking harshly of Kings Christian right now just because they played so good in that second quarter. I mean, they're still only down by 2.
No, of course, exactly, and that's the reason why I'm very impressed with the Kings coaching staff here, recognizing the pattern and saying, okay, guys, we're doing good things right now. Let's continue with the good things. We don't have to rush for anything. We've got a 24-second shot clock. We've got 6 minutes to go in this quarter. The ball's not going anywhere. We're going to have an opportunity to get those shots back, and we got to give our rebounders an opportunity to get those offensive boards as well, because they've absolutely struggled with that, not just in this game, but all season.
You mentioned taking those early shots. It doesn't allow them to get back on defense. So the Huskies really taking advantage. I think their last 2 baskets have been pretty much quick baskets, but good quick because it's transition.
Absolutely, and well said, Kelsey. When you think of the fact that you got a lot of your guys still sitting at the 3-point line, you're going to catch them flat-footed if they get a quick
especially because they're
back.
kind of running through their plays right now. In that last one where he chucked it up from the 3, they're running their plays, so they're under the basket, the farthest they can possibly be away from the other net.
Exactly.
Here's Manella, gets it into Thompson. There's going to be a foul called there on Sims. Sims not happy with that one.
No, definitely not. It's just, well, the thing is, you're going to see the retaliation foul every time. They were battling hard in that post there to get some position. And Thompson did really shove him there for that moment. But once again, the referee's always going to see. It's one of those things in basketball, Kelsey. The ref is only going to see the retaliation and call that. You've got to be more disciplined than that. Great work by Thompson trying to get in the post.
It's Kings Christian's ball. Kings Christian's ball on the sideline. Kobe Antwi bringing it in for this young team and gets it into Sakota. Sakota, here he is, comes off a screen from Stuka. Stuka's going to be called with the moving screen.
That's some great up close and personal defense there by Noten. He was so close to him, able to stay in front of him the whole time that the pick wasn't even a factor. As a matter of fact, Stuka had to step into it, and of course that's not legal. That's how close he was playing him.
Alex Nwega back on the floor for this Kings Christian team, and I really like that substitution, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you got active hands in Tafari Sims and a big physical frame there. Nwega is just as physical, though. And you're going to see that every single time.
He pokes the ball right out of the hands of Tafari Sims, knocks it right out of bounds. It's going to stay Huskies' ball. But again, great defense by Nwega. You don't want to give that easy layup to Tafari Sims.
Oh, definitely not. And that was something. He was feasting on those early layups in the beginning of the game. But Kings Christian has really put a stop to that. And that's why we have such a close game.
Shot clock violation. They just can't get one up. Whatever the coach of the Cavaliers said in that timeout, it worked.
Oh, yes, it did. And we'll see if they can now start building or at least tying this game right now. This is Kings Christian's moment.
Sakota. Gruel, Up top, over to Stuka.
Unfortunately.
He drives baseline, gets it out to Sakota, and it's good for three.
And that's it. That's their game. Great ball movement there. They had a chance to push it inside, but they're going to live and die by that three-point shot.
Wellsford over to Noten. Gets it over to Kangu. Kangu with that athletic move goes up for the two. There's going to be a foul called on Nwega, however.
And that was that situation there. Lincoln doing a great job of moving the ball around. As soon as you got it to Kangu in that corner, once he saw that he could catch his defender flat-footed, right to the rim.
Nails the first one. Brings it to 44-44. Again, a tie game. Ryan, I love these games that just go back and forth.
Oh, absolutely. When you got two teams
and there we go. The lead's changed once again. 45-44. The Huskies leading the way over the Cavs.
We're never disappointed in this gym, Kelsey. I tell you, last game that we had with TRC and Lincoln going head-to-head in this, it went right down to the wire as well. That was actually a game-saving block for TRC when they got the win. Lincoln's played a lot of very good teams in this league close. And Kings Christian right now is rising to the occasion.
Stuka drives baseline, gets it out to Sakota. Sakota launches, no good. Nwega tries to get that rebound, but it's a race to the ball right now. Wellsford comes up with it.
You like the effort. Unfortunately, same result for Kings Christian, another defensive rebound.
Jenkins, he's going to drive. Kobe Antwi called with the blocking foul.
Yeah, it didn't look like much of a blocking foul, really, because Jenkins really threw his whole weight into him. What's a defender to do in that situation? Just one of those calls, huh?
That's his second foul, Ryan, so really nothing to be concerned about at this point. That's why he probably didn't fight it too hard underneath there.
No. It was funny. It looked like Sakota was more upset about the call than Antwi was.
On the other end, Sakota is going to go to the line for two. He's looking to regain the lead now.
What a season he's had so far. I mean, he's had a bunch of 20-plus point games. You know,
I mean, in the last game that he played, he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists. So a double-double with 10 assists.
Right, and you think of the ability, the amount of caliber of players at point guard that we have in this league. Guys he's going up against night in, night out, and doing as well as he has. It's impressive.
Stuka. Out to Gruel, that one doesn't fall.
You add in the fact, even Noten as well, to his credit, a starting point guard, wide open to Wellsford.
It's a foul there for Nuaga, excuse me, on the box out. It's going to be 2 shots. They're in bonus now. Both teams now in bonus for the rest of the third quarter.
It's been a physical game, Kelsey. There's been a lot of battling and scrapping in the post for position. And really, it's for more than anything, it's been to just get those rebounds off of those long-range shots. Lincoln's really kind of settled into that now as well, trying to go shot for shot with Kings Christian here.
45-45, 3.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. I know I must sound like a broken record now, Ryan, but it is exciting.
Yes, it is, and that's all you could ask for on a broadcast, really, is a close game.
1 point game now, 46-45. The Lincoln Huskies have taken the lead over the Kings Christian Cavaliers.
It's going to be a timeout here, Kelsey. And
we can look at other OSBA games happening right now. TRC just took on Orangeville Prep, both their first games back since the Christmas break. It ended up being a 19-point game. Again, that's a 1 seed taking on a 4 seed. TRC, I love going to that gym.
Oh, yeah. No, they're it's a very great organization, great venue, great place for basketball. They're really the much similar to Athlete Institute. They've got 2 teams that they play with consistently, like Father Henry Carr as well. They've got another senior squad playing in the Toronto district. So when you see, complete organizations giving everything into their resources towards these teams, the results speak for themselves. You look at their record this year. They're at one point they were challenging for top spot in the OSBAs, and really they're still not that far off from that position. Only sitting a couple games back at this point. It's really no reason why you wouldn't be shocked to see TRC even holding up the trophy at the end of this year if they keep going and stay healthy.
TRC, Bill Crothers, Athlete Institute, Orangeville Prep,
Yep.
all kind of up there vying for that position. Again, a couple of them only have a couple losses, which makes every game so exciting in this league. Just like this one, the 1 point game. Here's Sakota. He pulls up at the elbow, just rims out. The rebound is up for grabs now. Down with it, Cato.
Kelsey, we say this every time we see Kings Christian, but you look at the composure of these guys. Imagine what they're going to be like when they've gotten 2-3 years under their belts playing together. That's just a scary thought. And there's Sims, though, with a
Easy
great
bucket
finish.
there by Sims.
Working that screen, though. He's going to need to do more of that.
Stuka gets stripped there by Sims on the other end. I mean, Sims was the last guy down here. He scored the layup. The first guy back, knocking the ball out of the offensive hand. What a hustle and heart player is he, and also so skilled. He is one of the most exciting guys to watch in this league.
Without question, and we haven't even had a chance really to see his mid-range jumper in this game. Kings Christian's done a very good job of keeping that weapon out of his arsenal tonight. There's a slip.
Going to be called with a foul there. It looked like Stuka kind of just slipped on the floor.
Stuka got a little grin there, looking like I got away with that one. He sat there and was like, "Yep, that's right, ref. Completely, of course."
Holding his shoulder.
Exactly.
Stuka now at the line for 2.
And there's, even between Sakota and Stuka, there's 2 players in 2-3 years. God only knows how good they're going to be.
Again, they're both 2020s. It's almost like unimaginable.
Yeah.
Put Antwi in there too as another 2020.
Right? And then you just, crazy to think. There's the 5.
There we go. Tyson Cato underneath for 2. Another 2020.
That's what
For
happens.
people maybe watching who don't know what 2020 means, that's their graduating class. So 2020 is when they graduate high school. They are young players right now. There's Gruel just off the back of the rim. Noten off of Gruel.
Noten really had no choice there but to try and fire it off as defender.
Yeah, for people who may not be totally into basketball, it looks a little mean, but it's a very common basketball play.
It is.
Just to try and get that possession back.
And trust me, you even
That's
looked
why Gruel
away.
wasn't mad. He was just like, oh.
That's it, right? And you
I got caught.
Exactly. And when you add in the fact that, you could even see it in that play right there as Sims gets himself to the line. Noten was trying to hit his leg, and it almost hit his face, but it's all good. No one's hurt.
Sims now at the line. They've made it a 3-point lead now, Ryan. This is one of the biggest leads that we've seen in a while. It sounds silly. 3 points is nothing, but
No, I mean,
it's been kind of a 1-2 point game back and forth since the middle of the second quarter.
Absolutely, and that's when really King's Christian caught fire and started shooting like the team we've been hearing about all year, about how great this team can shoot the ball when they're on. And we're seeing a perfect example of that today as Tafari Sims makes his second shot. We'll see if he's going to be a factor in the second half. Really not a lot going on with him in that second quarter. We'll see if that
There's
changes.
another one of those plays that we were just talking about, except it stayed in bounds. Manella pulls up for the long two, just short.
And there's another, once again, the King's Christian player gets the ball and it kind of slips out of his hands.
Popcorn fingers.
Yep.
A little too slippery.
Your least favorite, Kelsey.
Can't have that popcorn before the game, folks. Makes your hands a little too buttery. At the line now for the Lincoln Prep Huskies. Number 12, Josh Noten. He has a chance to bring the lead even further now. He's got 2 shots at the charity stripe.
And you can talk about Noten. He's a 2019 himself. You know, this is just his second year in high school, and to already be a starting point guard on a prep school team in a league like this, and albeit a team that's finding themselves right in the thick of the playoffs.
And not even a starting point guard. Like, he runs the show. Like,
Yes.
I know he's a point guard and point guards run the show, but like, he is a key member to this offense that
Yes.
when he goes off, you can see the difference.
Oh, absolutely. He's really just, he's that guy, and they told him right from the beginning of the year that he's going to need to make the adjustment. He's a guy who spent most of his basketball career as a shooting guard. So it's been an adjustment for him. He said it on multiple occasions that sometimes he's learning something new every single game. And that's all you can ask for a kid his age.
Thompson's going to go to the line for 2 points. Has a chance to bring it within 4 now of the lead. It sounds silly to say it's slipping away with a 6-point lead, but I mean, this is the biggest lead, and I continue to say it's the biggest lead we've seen in a few quarters.
And we can go back to our pregame, Kelsey, and say this has really been the toughest quarter for King's Christian. Any game that they have been in it, this is usually where it starts slipping away from them. So we'll see if they can really hold on to it this time around. As Thompson makes good on his 2 free throws. You want to talk about another guy who learns something every single game he goes out there. You know, he's a guy you almost shudder to think what he's going to be like once he starts, you know, getting his feet under him, so to speak, and starts getting a little bit more consistently and how he's able to use his body. I mean, he's had a very good game against one of the best forwards in the league.
Knocked right out of bounds. It is going to be King's Christian ball. 4-point game now, just under a minute and a half left to go in this quarter. Ryan, King's Christian, what do they need to do in this next minute and a half to get the lead back from the Huskies?
Well, they've got a lineup out right now, Lincoln Prep that isn't necessarily going to be shooting a lot of threes, really just Sam Jenkins. So force that shot to go up and just make sure it doesn't come from Jenkins, and you might give yourself a couple of free passes here to go to the rim. There's Thompson again.
Big steal by Antwi. Gets it over to Guel. Can't connect, however. Big board by Coda, and now
And there's the
Kobe
foul.
Antwi is going to be charged with his 3rd foul of the game.
And something we want to talk about real quickly is there's Thompson getting himself right in the thick of it. He's just got to try and learn to time his jumps a little bit more consistently with the ball. And that, once again, that just comes with time. A very young player. You just can't afford to mistime your jumps to get those offensive boards against a team that's as athletic as Lincoln Prep.
Kangoo nails it from the foul line. 6-point game, just under a minute left to go in the quarter.
One thing I want to see here, Kelsey, even is if they can get an offensive board, reset the offense. That's really what's been working for them this whole game, has been getting clean set shots.
Antwi drives. Great drive. It looks like he might have hurt his ankle a bit there, Ryan, but
Yeah.
one of the toughest kids I've ever come in contact with. He's going to stay on, try and make the foul shots, but it does look like he's limping pretty badly right now.
He does, and really just ran into 3 white shirts there as he tried to go to the hoop. Great effort to take it to the hole, but he's going to try and get the shots off. I think he's going to try and get the shots off, but he's definitely coming out after the fact because he's still
Looks like
laboring.
Dakota is ready to come on for him.
Actually,
he's going to take a
he's
seat.
not even going to take the shots.
I mean, he's wearing ankle braces on both his ankles, so you know he has ankle problems to begin with. So,
Yep.
I mean, not a surprise that something would happen. And having Lucas Dakota come on for the foul shots isn't the worst thing.
No, not at all.
One of the better shooters on a great shooting team.
That's right.
Nails the first one. Kobe Antwi on the sideline now, walking a little bit without a limp. It might have just been tweaked.
You get those, all right? I mean, you know that better than most.
I had bad ankles.
Yep.
30 seconds now on the clock. Daters up top.
There's Daters
Dishes
showing
it
that
in,
patience.
down low. A little
fun.
back down and reverse layup there for Sims. That was a nice, you could tell just his fundamentals, his footwork. That was a beautiful play.
Oh, there's
Thompson.
He got away with one there.
The travel.
Yeah. There's a big block, though. It's still going to be King's Christian ball. And once again, there's Zach Daters.
I think it's going the other way.
Oh, wow. I
Huskies
guess it went
ball,
off of
6.3 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
4 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Noten puts one up
Ooh.
just off the back of the rim at the end of the third quarter. It is a 6-point game, 57-51. Guys, will be right back after the break. And say a karaoke night came on, what would be the song that you were going to sing?
Not sure. A Drake song, maybe. How about work? I'll sing work.
And celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush? Probably Steph Curry.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh, LeBron James.
LeBron James, perfect. Thanks so much, Christina. Congratulations on the win.
Finish it. And the best way to finish for me, go up and dunk it. So I dunked it.
What's your favorite breakfast food?
Cereal. Frosted Flakes.
All right, good game.
Any spirit animal for you, what would you consider it?
A dog, I guess. Sometimes they're vicious. I don't know.
Sometimes they're lovable?
Yeah, I've always loved dogs. Yeah, a dog.
Who is your celebrity crush?
I don't think I have one.
No one. He likes no one.
I got a question for you. So, after you hit that three, what was the feeling?
Sorry to cut off that hilarious video, but it is fourth quarter action here in Hamilton. Does not get better than this. We're going to restart. The clock just didn't start in time, so it's going to be reset back to 10 minutes. It's a 6-point game, 57-51. The Huskies are leading the way over the King's Christian Cavaliers. The story of the game so far, it has been back and forth all game. If you take away that first quarter, Ryan, and now King's Christian back in a zone. The Huskies find the open man underneath. Tafari Sims with 2.
Great finish there for Sims. Sims definitely going to need to have a big quarter here, Kelsey.
Sakota for 3. Can't go. Sam Thompson gets it into Stuka there, and Stuka cleans it up. Noten coming back the other way. King's Christian set up in a 1-3-1 zone. Jenkins back to Noten. Noten swings it to Kangu. Kangu back to Noten. Noten pokes the zone, finds the open man underneath. Daters back out. That one is good. Nothing but net for Noten.
Hate to beat a dead horse here, Kelsey, but Zach Daters has not made a bad decision with the ball all game. Every time he's touched it, he's made the right decision. What a great setup there, and an even better shot by Noten.
Could not agree more with that one. Having a night of his life so far.
There's the find of the basket.
Heard the coach call a play there. Not happy with his team right now.
Oh, no, not at all.
The lead's gone up now to 9 points. Lucas Sakota at the line.
Unfortunately, once again, that third quarter, Lincoln Prep slowly but surely able to distance themselves a little bit from King's Christian. And that's not what you really want to see. A young team, you know, fatigue can start slowly setting in. And when you have fatigue, you're going to have a harder time setting up for those long three-point shots. It requires a little bit more energy, a little bit more concentration.
Tafari Sims just misses on the left-hand side there. Gruel going coast to coast. Kicks it out to Sakota. Sakota, Gruel, back to Sakota. He drives. It's been a two-man game here. Gruel can't finish it. However, it's going to be knocked almost out of bounds. Huskies save it, and Kangu coming back the other way.
Unfortunately, one thing you saw right away there, as soon as that shot went up, you saw all the red shirts start trying to get back on defense because they're seeing
Tafari
Sims
showing his athleticism there. I think he jumped about 12 feet in the air.
Yes, that he did, and they've got to make sure they keep him off the glass.
Manella knocks one down from the corner in front of his bench. His teammates loving that one,
That was
Ryan.
a huge shot, Kelsey. Very clutch right now. They needed that one to keep this within a reasonable distance.
Noten drives, dishes to Jenkins. Tries to answer, rolls around the rim a few times, but is knocked out.
Not the person you want shooting that shot, but that's the shot that you want. You can't allow Lincoln Prep to get comfortable in the paint right now. Too many easy buckets to be had. There's Thompson.
Getting aggressive.
He's had a frustrating day, Kelsey. A lot of possible offensive rebounds have kind of rolled off of him, but you know that time there, you really can't fault him on that one. He was going up there against 3 different white shirts as he now takes his seat. Got a few new players in right now. Bogovic is in as well. So is Khan for Lincoln Prep. And there's Khan, another spot-up shooter for Lincoln Prep, trying to give themselves a little bit of options here on offense as Sims is
Yeah, look at this. They got Jenkins, they got Begovic, they've got Khan.
And Noten, really, too. Noten showing he can.
And hey, Kangu, he can chuck one up there, too.
He can. He definitely won't opt to. At least we won't see it. We haven't seen it so far in this game. But you can never forget about that. But really, going back to the earlier point, I really think Kings Christian, they're going to be able to live with those three-point shots. They kind of almost get a break here now that Sims is out because he was wreaking havoc at one point to kick off that fourth quarter.
His offensive rebounding is what does it. And there's another steal from Alex Nuega. If he doesn't get a double-double just in steals, I'll be surprised.
Honestly.
On the other end, Jenkins shows us that he's not just a shooter. He goes to the rim. It's good for 2.
Yep, Jenkins once again just making the right decision every chance that he gets, playing some of the best basketball of his life at this time.
Sakota comes off a screen. Pulls back for the long bomb.
That's a
rolls
tough
around
shot.
a bit. Big board there by Khan.
That's a tough shot to make. You really kind of want to get your teammates a little bit more involved in that when you're down 7 points. You can't have people going ice cold.
Noten just short.
And then Noten does the exact same thing.
Stuka takes it himself on the left-hand side, braces his body for the contact and goes up, and it is good. It is a little bit of a track meet here. Noten on the other end, able to put that one in as well. He gets the foul call as well. Kings Christian just not able to get back on defense in time.
Unfortunately, this, going back to what we were saying in the last quarter, it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Every time you see a great move, they allow Lincoln Prep to make one that's even better. And there really wasn't even a lot of contact on that foul. It was one of the easiest and ones Noten will have this year, but even Noten missing the free throw.
Manella can't connect. Jenkins steps out of bounds as he rebounds. Is a tough call, but it is going to go back to the Cavaliers, who are down by 7 right now with just over 6 minutes left to go in the game. Kobe Antwi makes his way back onto the floor after suffering a little bit of an ankle injury earlier in the half.
He's still going.
Looks like he's taken off his ankle brace, though, for the ankle. Maybe he got taped up, so it's a little bit tighter.
Yeah, he definitely got taped up. The wonderful trainer over there, Jennifer, was taping him up. Shout out to Jennifer. She's watching this later. The trainer for Kings Christian.
Khan drives, a little Euro step off the glass is good. Khan is being lethal from beyond the arc in the paint and the mid-range today. So impressed with what he's brought.
There it is now, Lincoln Prep. Really
Manella with the beautiful pass. Was that a traveling violation?
I didn't even get a chance to see it. There was a referee in front of me.
Me too. Let us know, guys, what happened. It's going to be a timeout call on the floor. 68-59. The Huskies are leading the way over the Kings Christian Cavaliers. Just over 5.5 minutes left to go in this game. Ryan, what have the Huskies done to kind of bring this lead? I mean, it was a 1 or 2 point game back and forth for most of the second quarter, the third quarter. I mean, they've really pulled it out now. It
really has just been, if we kick off this fourth quarter, Tafari Sims showing his dominance down low, and we're just starting to see the bigs in Kings Christian getting a little tired, constantly jostling for position with him. You're seeing just how much of a motor this Lincoln Prep team has. And really on top of that, just taking better care of the basketball. Kings Christian still falling into bad habits occasionally, taking shots with still 18 seconds left on the shot clock, and they're taking shots that really, they're not wide open and they're not set shots. It's really just trying to hurry up and score 7 points all at once. And of course, we all know that's no way to really come away with a victory in this game.
All right, guys, the timeout is done. There's 5 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. In the fourth quarter, still an extremely exciting game. Kings Christian, one of those teams that is so deadly from beyond the arc. It could still happen for them. A couple threes, they're still in the game. And you know what? They've been heating up.
They have. And, they've been shooting the ball extremely well this game. It's part of the reason why they're as close as they are. And unfortunately, though, we have kind of seen this story before from them where, as the game gets a little bit, as the lead starts widening just a little bit, they start rushing their shots a little unnecessarily. We'll see if they can remedy that today.
Tafari Sims back on the court now. Again, like you said, wreaking havoc underneath there. And here's just another instance of it. He got the foul. He's going to go to the line now for 2. Has the chance to bring his team to 70 now.
You see one thing that Kings Christian needs to consistently keep doing for all 40 minutes of this game is make sure that nobody gets comfortable in the paint for the Lincoln Prep. You can live with the three-point shots. You can live with the shots that are coming with 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. They've shown, that they can do it. They've shown that they can force Lincoln into taking bad shots on the perimeter. One thing they can't afford is allowing that entry pass to get in.
Stuka to Thompson right through his legs. Tyson Cato grabs that one.
It's that pressure defense. Bad decisions.
Jenkins chucks one up. Cato with the offensive rebound. He's going to go back. Thompson blocks it and says, no,
that was
not
a big
here.
Block. That was a very big block. Every possession is going to be crucial now for Kings Christian.
Antwi drives, dishes to Thompson. Thompson goes up. Tafari Sims going to be called with the foul. Thompson at the charity stripe.
Thompson looking like he kind of got away with one there. Took one step, stayed on his pivot and went up though. That's a great move by Thompson going to the basket.
Tafari Sims' third foul. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the game. Ryan, are you worried?
For Tafari Sims? Well, I mean, if Kings Christian can consistently try and find Thompson down low, which is something they haven't been able to do in this game, then yeah, you would be worried for him. Right now, the one thing I'd be more worried about than anything is just getting your open looks. If you've shown you're going to live and die with the three-point shot, get your open looks, take set shots, keep moving the ball around. Don't let that happen.
Once again on the right-hand side, he has been a monster in the key.
And once again, though, you can see why. There's a reason why Kings Christian is doing this press right now, because they're going to try and get some quick turnovers. Didn't work that time, though.
Kobe Antwi steps just in, nails the long two.
Once again, though, that's going to be the
He's still
thing.
limping. He's still hurt. He's just a soldier out there trying to get that win for his team. They want that first regular season win.
Absolutely. Antwi full of adrenaline right now, you could see. Making a big shot. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised if the coaching staff for Kings Christians looks back at this and tries to count how many shots that were two-pointers that could have been 3 if they just found their footing.
Definitely an extra 10 or 12 points that could be had there.
And that was just another one of them. I mean, once again, when you've put yourself in a hole like this with this much time remaining, you really can't afford to sit back and let the team bring the ball up. You know that the clock is your enemy now. But will they be able to do that against a team that has such a great front court as Lincoln Prep that can finish at the rim on those long passes?
In the next 4 minutes and 15 seconds, we will find the answer to that. Here's Sakota. He looks to drive middle. Goes up with his left hand off the glass. That was a tough finish.
What a great find there by Sakota. That was just skill versus will, and Will won out there.
Kangu up top. He drives, dishes to Begovic.
I don't mind this at all. A big rebound.
They've got numbers now if they run. Stuka pulls up.
That was
Can't
just
connect.
one pass. Thompson was wide open under the net.
And Begovic finds himself wide open on the other end. Defense just can't get back in time.
Fortunately, that's what happens. You've got young ball handlers sometimes trying to do too much themselves. You got to find your big man there. He was able to work and find open position. See if they can find it this time, though, or at least get an open three.
Tipped out of bounds there by Sam Jenkins. It's going to go Kings Christian Cavaliers balls as Hayhoe makes his way back onto the court. There is a timeout, Ryan. You'd think at this point we'd want to see Kings Christian kind of claw their way back into this game. The score has kind of stayed similar. I mean, it hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down. It's not looking good right now. They're not getting as many threes as I thought they'd be looking for.
Definitely not, but I think that's also credit to Lincoln Prep really continuing to put on that aggressive nature that they've been showing on defense throughout the most of this game. They haven't been trapping in the corners like they were before, but you can definitely tell the Kings Christian are just starting to look a little bit more tired. They're starting to hesitate on their passes. They're starting to not be so quick on. They're not starting to be so as decisive, really. I think that's the best way to put it.
All right, guys, we will be back. This is your last chance to go grab water or a drink. We'll see you in a couple seconds. Welcome back to fourth quarter action here on OSBA TV. A little update from another OSBA game that happened today. Thornley took on Southwest. Southwest came out on top 94-92 as Noten scores here in Hamilton for the Huskies. Sakota gets it out to Antwi. Antwi chucks up a three just short. Begovic rebounds.
I think that might have, that turnover there might have put the nail in the coffin for Kings Christian. Once again, this has got to be another frustrating one that they really had. They just, it almost looks like they're going to have to try and play a perfect game to get a W in this league, Kelsey.
Noten out to Begovic. Can't connect. Stuka with the board. Sakota out to Stuka from deep. Can't connect. This kind of looks like the first quarter again, Ryan. They just can't seem to buy a basket. They really caught heat in the second and third quarters. I'm just not seeing it for them right now.
And then there's a mix-up.
Tafari Sims with the jam.
That's a great finish there by Sims. Able to shake his defender. What a throwdown.
Antwi looks to drive, kicks it out to Sakota, being guarded very closely by Sims. Great defense there for the Lincoln Huskies. It's just short. Hayhoe grabs that board. Stuka drives again out to Thompson for the mid-range jumpy. It's good for two.
There's Thompson. That's two in a row for him from that angle. Maybe too little too late, though.
Jenkins for three.
And call that one the dagger. With 1:47 remaining and a timeout, Jenkins may have just iced the win here for Lincoln Prep, Kelsey.
Let's talk about Jenkins for a little bit, Ryan. I mean, he is having quite the night here in Hamilton in his home gym. He came here to perform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once again, this is a guy who came into the league, came into the season as a bona fide shooter. Everyone knew he could shoot the ball extremely well, but really how his game has developed, especially over the past month and a half, I'd say, how he's been really committing, attacking the basket and finishing at the rim, taking whatever contact comes with it. That kind of fearlessness from a shooter is something you don't normally see. Guys that are willing to mix it up like that. And, the future's bright for him. We'll see what else he's going to be able to put together in the final months of the season.
Stuka chucks one up. Can't connect, and Hayhoe grabs that rebound, keeps it in bounds. Gruel now in the corner.
We'll find it out here.
7 seconds now on the shot clock. Hayhoe with his back to the basket.
A great move inside there. Good patience. Just can't finish. That was a great jab step there by Hayhoe, showing great patience, but an even better pass. But once again, Kings Christian, much like they did in the first quarter, a lot of missed opportunities on layups and open shots.
Wellsford from the wing. Another 3-ball. This kid has fire coming out of his palms right now.
Absolutely, and once again, he's a veteran kid. He's been in the high school game for a while now. You're not going to see him get discouraged. You know, he was one that was shooting air balls earlier in this game. Doesn't hesitate, though, right back at it.
Yeah, he is definitely connected now. Khan's going to go to the line on the other end for 2 shots right now. 86-67 with 38 seconds left to go in this game.
Once again, you know, this score really doesn't do justice of how close of a game this was, Kelsey. But once again, once we saw, you know, a combination of an inability to get any second chance opportunities on shots and an inability really to start making those shots when they needed it most. Unfortunately, that is the way the Kings Christians play. That's their offense. Their offense is to get those open looks. And when they get those open looks and those really stand-up jumpers, they have to knock them down every single time because they're just not going to get any opportunities to get an offensive board and try again.
Ryan, it looked like they might have just lost a little bit of gas in this last fourth quarter. I mean, they were with this home Huskies team for three quarters. It was really, really close for the entire game, and it just looks like maybe they're tired.
Yes, they have, and just want to point that out, though. Thompson, great second effort and third effort for that matter in the final closing seconds of this game.
That's it, folks. The Lincoln Prep Huskies not going to shoot another shot. 5 seconds left to go in the game. 87-69, the final score. The Huskies over the Kings Christian Cavaliers. Ryan, what a game.
You know what? It's funny. I don't even necessarily have a player of the game today because it was such a well put together effort by everybody involved for Lincoln Prep. But if you want to talk about players individually who made such an impact, I mean, it's Stuka and it's Dakota, really. Those 2 players really kept this Kings Christian team in the game right at the end. Noaga with some very timely turnovers, great defense on the interior, really gave Tafari Sims all he could handle until the last couple of minutes there where the game really opened up. And really that's your ball game, really. Just Kings Christian, just they're learning. They're learning to do a little bit more than what their offense is letting them do right now, and that's only going to come with time, unfortunately.
All right, guys. That's it for now. Again, I am Kelsey Wright. Ryan Greco, it's been lovely calling the game with you. Make sure you tune in to the Game of the Week next week. We will be there or we will be square again. Good night.
Have a great night, guys. Be safe and enjoy yourselves. Cheers.